I'd love to see workplaces continue to strive to be more flexible in the way that they work.
I think the one change I'd like to see in the workplace is for more men to be advocating on behalf of women.
One change I'd love to see in the workforce is the disruption of the good old boys club.
One change I'd love to see in the workplace is more women at the top.
The one change I'd like to see in the workplace is a shift from fixing women to fixing the system.
One of the things I'd love to see kind of in the workplace would be this appreciation for second lives and what that brings to your work and what that contributes to your community at work.
I think that this is the year where, when you think about benefits that relate to parents and families and childcare.
One change that I would like to see in the workplace, and possibly selfishly in my industry in particular in technology, is I would desperately like to see more diversity and more inclusion. Better inclusivity in our workplaces makes for better products and better businesses. And it's really, really disappointing that there's just a shortage of females in technology, female business leaders, and female entrepreneurs. And it's something we desperately need to change.
Even though at Booking also, we're extremely proud about having more than 50% women within the workplace. But if I was to slice that and see how many of them would come from tech, I think there is still room for us to have a better balance than what we have today.
Typically, a lot of business is done in environments where women are not there and ultimately aren't invited. So I'd love to see women infiltrate those spaces, but also for us to take down those spaces. Because if business is taking place in the bathroom, on the golf course, and women aren't invited, then how inclusive is your workplace?
The one thing I like to see in the workplace, especially here in Japan, is a greater appreciation for what diversity can bring to a business's performance, to the bottom line. That it's not just a nice to have, kind of a CSR activity.
I really do believe that businesses are better when there's more diversity. And that's not just in gender, that's in race, that's in backgrounds, that's in ages as well.
There's, I think, been a huge awakening in terms of the impact, particularly the financial impact that has in terms of keeping women in the workplace, in terms of sick days, in terms of just offering them flexibility from a working perspective. And so having better childcare being provided by employers and just really thinking through policies that impact families and parents favorably, I think is incredibly important.
There's some fantastic research done by Bain Consulting that shows that women and men enter the workplace equally confident and equally ambitious, but within 2 to 5 years, female ambition and confidence plummets, whereas male ambition and confidence stays about the same. So that indicates to me that there's a depletive effect, which is great on confidence, which is greater for women than it is in men in the workplace. So I'd really like to see organisations look at what's causing that drop in confidence and to change structures and mindsets to prevent that from happening.
I'm a feminist. I don't always like being called a feminist, but I'd like to see more feminists. I'd like to see men sitting in this seat right now because female issues are human issues. And when females are not supported as productive members of society, everybody suffers. Economies suffer, families suffer.
Increasingly, I think we're going to live in environments where our workforce will have care responsibilities and expectations, be it care for other family members, children, parents. And I do think we need to keep making sure that we create working environments where people can juggle those responsibilities. We're not beings that exist over here in compartments in work and over here in life. Increasingly, those lines are being blurred, and we should try and look after that in our workplaces.
I think companies nowadays are really building on that sense of community. So to be able to kind of bring that in and bring that to sort of find the balance in how you are as a professional, but also how you are with your family or with your pets or with your charity work or with anything else that you have going on alongside of it. You can also kind of share that in your community.
But that diversity becomes a really core and central pillar of every company's business strategy, because we've seen in studies all over the world that proves that greater diversity drives innovation, drives creativity. And in this very fast-paced world that we're all living in, if you don't innovate fast enough, then you're going to fall behind the competition.